Hello and welcome to Enneagram and Coffee, the podcast. I'm your host, Sarajane Case, and I am so happy to have coffee with you today. One of the most monumental moments in my life happened in front of the Eiffel Tower, and it's not probably what you think, where, I stood in front of the Eiffel Tower and being there changed my life. More so, it was the moment where I was backpacking Europe with my partner at the time, and while I was standing there right in front of the Eiffel Tower, in the middle of a beautiful, incredible backpacking trip, I looked over at my partner and I said, I can't wait for our next trip across the country. And he kind of looked at me like, why can't you just enjoy where you are? And I don't think it was until I found the Enneagram that I realized what was happening there, this constant need for more, new, next, better. My sevenness was so prevalent in that moment of, instead of just being there and being happy, to be in that moment, I was thinking about the next good moment. And I think that's where a lot of times we forget what the Enneagram can do for us, that it actually impacts us, or it can impact us if we let it. Now, if you are new to working with the Enneagram for personal growth and struggling with your relationship to work, others, or even yourself, I've got you. The Enneagram is the best way to get a more honest understanding of what your strengths are, what obstacles you may commonly face in life, and how to work with them to be who you want to be in the world. I am freaking out today that I get to introduce you to the Enneagram Summit. I've created something that is 5 days of live workshops with some of the most incredible Enneagram teachers that I follow and look up to. We have experts talking about work, leadership, relationships, compassion, spirituality, and so much more, all designed to help you know your Enneagram type better and how it can impact the way you orient in the world. There are over 30 live workshops with Enneagram experts and also amazing people who have created thriving lives with their Enneagram number. We're covering the 4 pillars of growth that I think can really be benefited by the Enneagram. So relationships, work, self-compassion, and service. So you may be worried that you need to be 100% sold on your Enneagram type before you start. And the truth is, not at all. We are kicking off the series with a workshop designed to help you identify your type. From there, also, though, you're going to be able to listen in on conversations that I have with 2 amazing people of each Enneagram type. By the time the week ends, if you don't have 100% grasp on your number, you will likely have a solid hunch. Now, I really believe that doing this is not only an amazing opportunity based off of the incredible humans who have joined in, and I can tell you every interview that I've done so far has been life-changing, and I'm not even joking. Especially some of these type workshops where I've talked to people of different numbers and they've talked to me about their lives and what they've learned and how they've grown. I have been so deeply impacted by it already. And then adding to that, these amazing experts who really are just the leading people in the industry who are sharing so generously with us. You guys, these people charge hundreds to thousands of dollars for a workshop, and they're giving it to us and they're letting you join in for this for $27. If you want to go deeper, I'm showing up live every single day of the week and answering your questions. For those of you who buy the All Access Pass, you can come in, ask any Enneagram question, and I will be there to support you. The All Access Pass also gives you access to the workshops eternally, so you don't have to worry about watching them live. You can catch them when and wherever. I have broken the days down into topics. So we have the first day, which is just Enneagram introduction goodness. We have Dr. Jerome, who's talking about the brain-based Enneagram. We have Ashton of Enneagram Ashton. We're having a chat about how to find your type. We have Beatrice Chestnut talking about subtypes, Suzanne Stabile talking about stances. These 2 things, subtypes and stances, are some of the most revolutionary pieces of the Enneagram for me that have honestly changed my understanding of it completely. And Dr. Jerome's work, the brain-based Enneagram, is mind-blowing. It's just absolutely incredible. And then we have Hillary McBride talking about personal agency in the Enneagram. How can we own our growth journey? I know many of us have had the experience of people speaking to us about the Enneagram in ways that don't feel good to us. So how can we own the process and really advocate for ourselves in the journey. And that same day, we're talking to type 1s and we're talking to type 2s. We have the incredible Malika Starnes, we have Desiree Guthrie, we have LaShonda Brown, and we have Bonnie Bakhtiari, who is there to talk to us about being a type 1 and a type 2. On Tuesday, we're moving into relationships. We have Valerie Wanamaker talking about love and sex. We have Peter O'Hanrahan talking about relationships in the Enneagram. We have Amy Young, who's here to talk about dating in the Enneagram. We have Merritt Miller talking about step parenting, Courtney Pinkerton talking about parenting, and we have Lauren Barnett and Jesse Alexander, who are type 3s, and Mari Andrew of By Mari Andrew, and my dear, dear husband, Obi Arnold, talking about being a type 4. Now, on Wednesday, we move into our self-care, self-compassion space. So we're talking to Gina Gomez about Enneagram and healing. We're talking about spirituality in the Enneagram. We're talking with Rachel Alexandria. We're talking to Abby Robbins about embodiment, Ramona Reed about energetics in the Enneagram. We have our type 5s and our type 6s happening that day as well. And then Thursday, we move into business and money. So we have Christy and Steph who are talking to us about entrepreneurship in the Enneagram. We're talking to Carl about the Enneagram in the workplace and organizational development. And we have Chad Johnson in here talking to us about how we relate to money based off of our Enneagram type. And then we have the lovely Ruthie Lindsay and the lovely Keisha Fitzgerald talking to us about being a type 7s. And then we have Jamie Lee Finch and Nicole Ayers talking to us about being type 8. And on Friday, we get to dive deep into service. Now that we've learned how we relate to work, how we relate to other people, and how we relate to ourselves, we can deepen that into how can we give back? How can we advocate for other people? So we have Renee Rosario, who is teaching on compassion. We have Enneagram in Color, who's talking about, representation in the Enneagram. We're talking to Chi-Chi Agoram about how power and vulnerability in the Enneagram. And we're talking to Evan Barbie about the new feminism in the Enneagram. And then we have our type 9s. We have Sari and we have Seth Abram, who are talking to us about their journey as a 9. All you have to do to join us is to sign up through the link in the show notes. We'll email you a schedule of all of the workshops the week before the summit begins, and you can make sure to catch them live. We are fully expecting this to sell out, so don't miss your chance to join for this one-time only live event. These workshops in this way will never exist again. And that is one of the most beautiful pieces of this offer. You have options, so do not worry. The summit ticket itself is $27. Now here's the deal for that. The summit ticket gives you a 5-day access to all 30 webinars throughout the summit. This is a great option if you've got the space in your day to take advantage of each day's webinars as they're happening live or by the end of the 5 days. If you feel like you have a good understanding of the Enneagram and are looking to only check out webinars that align with your current interests or goals, this may be the ticket for you. Now, the All Access Pass is $74 and it gives you lifetime access to all 30 webinars. That means you can listen to any of the webinars whenever, wherever, forever. This is a great option if you want to take your time going through each webinar at your leisure and return to them in the future. The All Access Pass also gives you entry to our private Enneagram Summit Facebook group where I, Sarajane, will do a live Q&A every single day at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This month-long group gives you the chance to connect with me and other individuals out there who are just as curious as you about the Enneagram and how it impacts their lives as you are moving through life and creating daily conversation. If you love the Enneagram and want to learn more and really be able to apply it now and in the future, the All Access Pass is what you need. So as a reminder, we've got 30 plus webinars, 5 days of learning. You can join from anywhere in the world for less than $1 per workshop from some of the most amazing experts and leaders out there. Really figure out who you are, strengthen your relationships, deepen your self-compassion, and design the life that you've always wanted. We start on March 16th of 2020. I highly encourage you to go ahead and grab your ticket because I do believe we will sell out, and I would love to have you join us. Again, the link is in the show notes. Don't miss it. See you there.